What is going on with YouTube? This is Dave from Tech Refresh, and we're looking at the Google Pixel 2 XL first impressions. I'm going to tell you why I'm falling in love with this phone. Before we do that, I know you're new to the channel. The channel's brand new. Go ahead and subscribe. Also, I have a question for you guys. What phones are you guys using at the moment? Do you have a newer device or do you have an older device and you're looking forward to something? What's going on? What are you guys using? All right, let's get into the video. Why am I falling in love with this phone? There's a number of reasons. I did a video yesterday, three things I hate about this phone. I was gonna do a three things I love about this phone. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna just do the first impressions because it's turning into a love affair. All right, let's get into the first thing, the build quality. All right, so the build quality is excellent on this phone. I thought this plastic back, I wasn't gonna like it. Well, it's not plastic, it's metal, but I thought I wasn't gonna much care for the coating. But after having it in hand, it still retains the metal feel, but it still has a matte feel to it, which is kind of hard to explain, but it feels amazing in the hand. I thought with the coating on the phone that I wouldn't get that cold phone metal experience, but that's not true. My phone got cold this morning. It's not slippery at all. It's not the fingerprint magnet. Of course, you lose out on wireless charging because it's not glass, but if you could do without that, this phone feels great. And I think it's really being underestimated, um, the build quality of this phone. It's really up there with everything else, in my opinion. It's not the sexiest looking phone, but in the hand, it's kind of hard to beat. First off, that's a great experience. Second, thing I'll talk about is the battery. The battery has been great. I have a lot of downtime at work, so I'm kind of heavy usage. I've been blowing through the battery on my Galaxy S8. I don't know if it's because the battery's gotten worse over time or if it's because it was never good. But I've just been blowing through that battery. This one, not so much, man. It pretty much lasts me a whole day, which never happens. And I put it home. I put it on the charger when I got home just because I was watching a movie and just charged it for a little bit. But the battery life is amazing, and that's goes a long way in a phone because you need your phone to stay alive. Let's get into the third thing really quick. The camera is amazing. I know it's been said a bunch of times, but it was amazing enough where I was showing it off at work. I was showing people the portrait mode with the front facing camera, and they were pretty much blown away. One dude even called his girl and was like, yo, I need a new phone. The camera is amazing. I got a brand new baby. That's a requirement for me that the camera be great in a phone, and the camera is great on this device. Now, this is the most important thing. It's the most important reason why I'm falling in love with this phone. The most important reason is, look, I used to ask iPhone users before I ever used the iPhone, what is it that you love about the iPhone? And they would always give me an answer like, it just works. And I would always think in my head, like, this phone is $800. It better work. But I understand what they mean. This phone just works. It's not one feature, it's the sum of all the features that have made this phone great for me. I was watching Moana with my girl and my baby, and every song that came on, it did the now playing thing at the bottom of the screen. That's not one feature that's just going to sell you on the phone, but you combine that with everything else. And I'm really enjoying the experience of this phone. Everything works seamless. While I feel like my Samsung phone is kind of fighting against itself because every single app, it seems like there's two calendars, two galleries, everything seems to double itself. This has everything just integrated in the phone. I never realized the value of having a phone where everything that you're gonna use is just baked into the phone. That's why I kind of want to use the original launcher that it came with for a while, even though it has these two things docked here and I can't move them. Because when everything's baked into the phone that you use, it just makes for a seamless experience, and that's what's going on with this phone. Haven't had to think about it too much. There's a couple things that kind of, I still haven't gotten used to everything being on this side. I wish the volume rocker was on this side, like the Galaxy S8 Plus, but that's just a feature thing because of the use. I've used that phone so long that I'm just used to pressing that side of the phone. I do not like both power button and volume rocker being on the same side of the phone, but other than that, everything has been seamless. After I got about through the first 4 or 5 hours setting this thing up, getting it exactly how I want it because I wasn't unsure if I was liking this phone. Used it all day today, and I'm like, okay, I am digging this phone. I know a lot of tech people review this phone, and they have to touch on certain points. They have videos to make, they have stories to write, and they need something to write about. So they touch on whatever the points are with the phone that everybody's talking about. But when you go deeper than that, it's really about everyday use and how a phone is going to suit your needs, and how enjoyable of an experience it'll be for you. So far, this is passing the test with flying colors. It's not a full review. That'll be down the road, but right now, I'm falling in love with the Google Pixel 2 XL. All right, get active in the comments. I'll get at you guys another time. Peace.